In the opinion of the chair, the noes have it. The amendment is not agreed to.
Request a recorded vote, please.
The gentleman from Minnesota requests a recorded vote. Pursuant to Clause 6 of Rule 18, further proceedings on the amendment offered by the gentleman from Minnesota will be postponed. It is now in order to consider amendment number 64, printed in House Rule 112-88. For what purpose does the gentlewoman from California seek recognition?
Madam Chairman, I have an amendment at the desk.
The clerk will designate the amendment.
Amendment number 64, printed in House Report number 112-80, offered by Ms. Loretta Sanchez of California.
Pursuant to House Resolution 276, the gentlewoman from California, Ms. Loretta Sanchez, and a member opposed each will control 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentlewoman from California.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I yield myself as much time as I may consume.
The gentlewoman's recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This Congress's #1 responsibility is to defend and protect our nation. As we all know, the United States faces incredible threats within and from abroad. And it's the responsibility of the House Armed Services Committee to assess the threats that we face and to look at the limited resources we have and to allocate them in the most effective way we can. So, in the full committee, Mark, my Republican colleagues increased the funding of the ground-based mid-course defense system by $100 million. My amendment would simply take out that $100 million and give it towards savings for our country to bring down the deficit. We Democrats support progress on homeland missile defense. We want to see that the technology is proven and reliable and that it is cost effective. However, additional funds for the GMD are not needed and would be wasteful. The head of the Missile Defense Agency, the Director, General O'Reilly, has stated that he does not need the increase in these funds for fiscal year 12. In fact, in front of the Senate Armed Services Committee at a hearing on April 15th, I want to give you the exact thing he said. He said, "Right now, sir, I've got funding I need to address this problem," meaning some of the failure problems we have, "because I've stopped my production line." My production line was stopped not to save money. It is solely driven by what we need to confirm so that the design works before we go back into production. So additional funding is not needed. And aside from the GAO saying that Congress should reduce by over $400 million from the budget for this, I'm only talking about the $100 million that in that hearing the general said we don't need it. The last two, and why don't we need it? Because the last 2 intercept test flights of this system did not work. They failed. And so the agency has gone back to do systems testing. They don't want to produce if it's not working. In fact, they have said that we must fly, i.e. it must work, before we buy. So, the fiscal year 11 appropriations has allowed the MDA to focus on resolving the technical challenges from the failed tests. And we will proceed with planned projects and avoid delays. And now is the time to get it right. We don't want to build something that just isn't working. So I hope that my colleagues will understand that this money is not needed at this time. I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman from California reserves. The gentleman from Ohio is recognized.
I claim time in opposition.
The gentleman's recognized for 5 minutes.
Amendment has been previously debated in committee and was defeated and should be defeated here. And there are 3 reasons why this should be defeated. This is a program that has had past cuts